I'm your guardian angel.
What do you want?
I'm here to help you with collective worship.
Well, I'm not doing it today.
What do you mean?
Because I can't be bothered, okay?
I want to sit here and eat my licorice all sorts. Come on, Natasha, what's really wrong?
Okay. I'm worried.
Oh, what are you worried about, eh?
I'm worried about my friends, about my family, about my job, about my cats.
Well, you know there's someone who can help with that.
There's no one else I can turn to. If you're so bothered about collective worship, you do it then.
Okay, maybe I will. Good morning and welcome to another B-Tales Collective Worship. May the Lord be with you. And also with you. Should we try that again? May the Lord be also with you. Okay, Smarty. Today we are going to be focusing on worries, and our story is all about Jesus calming the storms. We've got some actions to go with our story so you can help us out too. Let's give it a go. Okay, before we begin our story, I've got some actions for you to help me with, okay? So our first action is going to be this, waves. And our waves to begin with are going to be nice and gentle. This might change throughout our story. Our second action you need to do with me is sun. So whenever we say it is bright or sunny, can you do this for me to show the sun is shining down? Our next action is disciple. So we're going to use this for disciple, okay? This is our disciple sign. Our next action is going to be scared. So I need you to show me your best scared face. You got it? Okay, so when I say scared, can you show me how scared you are? And waves. And sun. Okay, our disciple, well done. And our next one is going to be storm. Okay, so for storm, we need to do this to show thunder and lightning. Once we've got all of those actions, we are ready to begin our story. So Jesus was out with his disciples and he was on the waves in his boat. It was a beautiful sunny day and him and his disciples were having a really good time. They were having such a lovely time on their boat, let's add that one in as well, that Jesus fell asleep. Sorry, where was I? He was asleep inside the boat. And as he was sleeping, those waves started to get a little bit bigger. And as they were getting bigger, Jesus was still asleep in the boat. The sun disappeared. And the disciples got very, very worried and very, very scared. What shall we do? They said. The storm is getting worse. And the waves are getting bigger. Can you make your waves even bigger? In fact, the waves were so big, we're going to put our hood up for the rest of this story. The waves were bigger and the storm was getting worse, and all this was going on, Jesus was still asleep in the boat. What's he doing? The disciples said. Why is he sleeping? Can he not see this awful storm? So they turned to Jesus and they said, "Wake up!" Now, I don't know if Jesus was actually snoring, but we've just added this in for dramatic effect. Oh. "What's all this noise? What's wrong?" said Jesus. And the disciples looked at each other and said, "Jesus, can you not see? There is a storm. We are about to sink. The waves are getting huge. The sun has stopped shining. What should we do? We are scared." And Jesus stood up and he said, "Storms, be calm." And the storms disappeared. Waves stop. And they went back to being still again. "Sun, come and shine again." And it did. And everything was calm. Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Why were you worried? I've been in the boat the whole time. All you needed to do was ask for my help. I never left you. I was always with you, and I always will be." So the disciples looked at each other and said, "Thank you." But then they understood. They didn't need to be worried. They didn't need to be scared. All they had to do was ask Jesus for help. And there he was, right by their side. And we can do exactly the same thing. Jesus is always right by our side. Even if we think he's not, and we think he's sleeping, and we think he's forgotten about us, he's always by our side too.
You're not even listening. Oh, no, I was listening to the story. That I was listening so well that I've decided I'm going to write down everything which worries me, and then I'm going to screw it up, I'm going to throw it away, and I'm just not going to worry anymore. That wasn't the point of the story. Well, if the message isn't do not worry, what is the message? The message is it's okay to worry. So I am allowed to worry. But what am I meant to do with all these thoughts then? The message is to tell Jesus you're worried. The message is the disciples were worried and they were scared and they had Jesus in the boat the whole time. All they needed to do was ask for his help. And he was there. Does that make sense? Well,
that sounds a lot easier than just pretending I don't have these worries.
Is there anything I can do? A prayer or something to help me with all these worries? Because they're all just stuck inside my mind, and sometimes I just feel really down in the dumps about it all. I understand. How about a craft activity?
A craft activity sounds perfect.
Okay, all we're going to need is a pen or a couple of pens and a piece of paper, and we're ready to go. Join us at the table.
So, take your piece of A4 paper, and the first thing we need to do is grab a pen or a couple of pens and write down any worries which you might have onto this piece of paper, just like this. You don't have to go as fast as I am writing, of course. Now, once you have written down all of your worries, you need to fold your piece of paper in half. And it's really important that when you folded your piece of paper in half, that the edges are touching. So you might need a little bit of help with that to make sure it's really neat, just like that. Okay, this bit's a little bit tricky. We're going to fold the corners over so they come into the middle, just like that. Okay, and you're folding the side that's already folded, so you're left with the flat side at the end there. Then we fold up those flaps, and you could stop here, and this could be your little boat, or you can wear it as a hat, or if you're up for a challenge, continue. So we're going to open up our little hat and squash it down so that it makes a diamond shape. Okay, so again, making sure all those edges are touching. Good stuff. Okay, once you've got your diamond shape, we're going to fold up the flapped edges again. Okay, so there's one side, and you fold the second side as well, just like that. So you've made a triangle shape. Okay, we're now going to place our fingers inside of there, that's it, and you're going to open up your shape and again squish it down to make another diamond shape. Okay, once that's nice and squashed down, this bit is a little bit tricky, we might need some help with this. We're just going to take the edges and we're going to open it out and then flatten it down again to make our boat shape. So inside there you've got all of your worries. And you might want to get your pens out again and decorate the front. I'm going to go ahead and just write prayer boat on the front of my boat, but you might want to add stickers or colour it in. Just be as creative as possible. And there we go. Here is our prayer worry boat. Well done. We hope that you enjoyed making your little prayer boats, and hopefully it will help you remember that story, that even though we're going through some bad storms at the moment, Jesus is always with us, and all we have to do is ask him for help. Now, I'm going to let you into a little secret. I've been quite worried this week as well. And I've had a few up and down days, which I'm sure lots of us have. And I've been speaking to my best friend and my sister, and she said something absolutely wonderful to me, which I'd like to share with you. Because I said to her, I said, Kate, I'm feeling really worried, but I'm feeling also really selfish for feeling worried, because I know that there are people who are in worse positions than I am. And what she said to me, she said, Natasha, yeah, we are all in the same storm, but we've all got our own individual boats to sail in. And what she meant by that was, even though we're all in the same situation, what's going on inside our own individual boats is all different. We're riding it all together, but our worries are going to be different. They're going to vary from day to day, and that's okay. It doesn't matter how big or how small those worries are. Jesus is also inside our boat, and he is there ready to pray and ready to help us. So don't be worried about feeling worried about things. That is completely normal. You are not on your own. You've got your lovely friends and family around you, I hope, as well. And you've always got Jesus to turn to, and he'll help wash all of those worries away. Before we finish, I'd just like to read to you from Matthew 7, and it's actually starting at verse 7 as well. And in my Bible, which is this one here, it goes like this. Ask, and God will give to you. Search, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open for you. Yes, everyone who asks will receive. Everyone who searches will find. And everyone who knocks will have the door
opened. How amazing is that? So that's Matthew 7, and that is verse 7 and 8. We've just got to ask. Before we finish with our worship song, I've got a big shout out again, and today our shout out is going to Western Primary School. This was the first school we ever performed at. We absolutely love coming to you, and the staff at Western Primary School particularly want to say a big hello and a big thank you to their fantastic head teacher, Mrs. Atkins. So a massive hello to Mrs. Atkins. Thank you for keeping the staff going and all of the pupils going as well. All your work is so appreciated. We're going to finish now with our worship song, and our worship song today is Be Bold, Be Strong, and our actions go like this. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. And the verses, we're just going to say, I am not afraid, I am not dismayed, because I'm walking in faith and victory. Come on and walk in faith and victory, for the Lord your God is with you. Okay, so really simple actions. As always, pause the video and go back if you need to recap any of those things. I hope and I pray you have a really safe and happy week. And remember, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. We're all in the same storm, and Jesus is in all of our boats. God bless, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Created using Powtoon.